What's up, guys? I'm super excited because in today's video, I'm going to show you how to use this product insert, all right, with your Amazon products to skyrocket reviews, grow your Manychat list, grow your email list, grow your Facebook group, your Facebook page, your Instagram account, your Pixel, all of that in this video. I'm super excited to share. And first, if you've already seen my Facebook QR code video, right? I actually have already made a video where I talk about using basically Manychat and parametric Facebook QR codes along with your product insert. This is the updated video, okay? So two things. One, as of August 15th, 2019, you will no longer be able to use Facebook parametric codes. You'll have to use QR codes. So I'm gonna show you a really neat kind of strategy for using QR codes and basically how to make them look nicer and have better kind of brand recognition using your QR code, okay? So that's number one. And then number two is I've updated my sequence. So I've consumed a ton of content and videos and articles and Facebook posts about of using Manychat with your product inserts. Some of my kind of sources, I want to give credit where it's due. Some of my sources include Sammer Brax, Stephen Black, and then also Brendan Morris and Troy Johnston of Seller Tools and the whole Seller Tools team. Really great resources. I'll include links to their groups and their channels below. Super powerful, and I'm definitely use a lot of what they taught and basically took all of this information and condensed down and created what I believe is the most powerful product insert strategy currently available to Amazon sellers. And no, that's not an exaggeration. But with that being said, I'm constantly optimizing and updating. So I will be updating this video and ultimately updating the strategy. If you want to stay updated, you can join our Facebook group for free, and I'll be posting a lot of news, updates, alerts, things like that in the group, as well as my Twitter account. That's something relatively new, but you can go ahead and follow me there, and I'll have links to those also in the description below, okay? So if you've already seen my previous Facebook QR code video, specifically for product inserts, you can kind of skip this section. Later in this video, I'm going to be talking about kind of my entire sequence, and I'm going to give you the sequence literally for free. You can literally just click on the link, click another button, and you copy my Manychat sequence into your own Manychat account. It's all free and it's all automated, super powerful. So you don't have to like pull up the screen, pull up like my video and then pull up your Manychat and then take hours and hours and hours to create this. It's literally all done for you. So you can find, again, also in the description below, everything's in the description, so be sure to check it out. And again, I will be updating this as I learn new knowledge, as I, kind of A/B test a few things and optimize a few things. So this strategy will get updated over time. And again, the Facebook group's the best place to put that. But I'll be going step by step through that sequence of my entire process. So if you already watched the video, you can go ahead and skip this section. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, then continue watching. So if you're not using a product insert, or you're using a product insert that says something like, hey, thanks so much for buying. Our small business or our family business would really appreciate a review. You're doing it wrong, right? You should be using a product insert. And if you do have a product insert, you should not be saying that, okay? It's ineffective. I was using this strategy for many months prior to this video. And basically I've discovered or kind of developed with the help of some of these other sources and some of these other great guys have developed kind of the sequence that's super powerful. And basically this is the premise. So when someone orders your product on Amazon, so they order a product, and what do they expect? They expect to get your product. So they order a product, they expect your product, they get your product. They're like, their satisfaction level's like right here, like right in the middle. Not necessarily good, not necessarily bad. On average, it's probably right there in the middle. So my question to you is, why would you ask someone for a review when they're like neutral? When they're like, I ordered a product, I got a product, okay, like I'm happy, but I'm whatever. Why wouldn't you ask, happy customers instead for a review, right? Why don't you try to add value first to their experience? Really try to help them out, really give them helpful content or some kind of, gift, which I'll talk about in a second, to ultimately, so they're here, ultimately increase their satisfaction level. And then once they're at that point, then ask for a review. Okay. So that's number one. Number two, when someone, and just, if I don't sound logical or I'm not making sense, just think back to, anytime you've ordered a product yourself. How many times have you looked at a product insert and they're like, oh, it says leave a review. I'm definitely going to leave a review. I haven't even seen the product yet, let alone use the product, but I'm going to leave them a 5-star review, right? We just know it doesn't work. And again, I was doing exactly that, so don't feel stupid. I was, like I said, just as smart or stupid as you, kind of using the strategy, but once I kind of learned this, it just clicked. It made sense. You basically want to ask, you want to ask for a review under 2 conditions ultimately, right? One, when your customers actually used your product and is able to leave you a review. So that's number 1. Number 2 is hopefully you ask a review when your customer is in a happy state, okay? And I'm gonna show you how to do that ethically. There's definitely a way to do that that's against Amazon's terms of service. I'm gonna show you how to do that within Amazon's terms of service. So how we're gonna do that and kind of how this all works and makes sense, and I'll try to, hopefully I'm making sense, is what we're gonna do is have, like I said, a card that says something like this, thanks so much for your purchase, or congratulations on your purchase of X product. And then we're gonna have a little kind of line of text or some text that says, I'll just read it here. Scan the QR code on the back to get your free video tutorial or free article on 5 best ways to use your product, as well as a special gift from us, okay? So that gives people incentive to scan the code, right? It gives them a reason. Like, how to properly use the product. I definitely want to know, or here's like 5 creative ideas on how to use this product. That's valuable to them. And then also a special surprise. And then kind of that mystery intrigues them to scan the code. Then on the back, you have instructions along with the QR code. And I'll show you how to create this QR code. This one's actually not as nice. You can make a lot more customized QR code. So I'm really excited to kind of show you guys, share that with you. And again, it is free. Instructions on how to, how to scan and give them a reason to scan. Once they do that, right, they'll get out their phone, scan the code. It'll take them to a Manychat sequence, okay? You're like, what the heck is Manychat? Manychat is basically like email for Facebook. That's the best way I could describe it, right? That's how it makes sense in my mind. So it's email for Facebook. It basically uses Facebook Messenger, right, to communicate back and forth. And what we're gonna do is we're not actually going to manually communicate with them, or we're gonna kind of keep that at a minimum. I'm gonna show you how to make this all automated, okay? So basically, we're gonna set up a machine that generates hopefully ultimately positive reviews for your product, along with all these other great benefits that I mentioned before. But ultimately, really, I think the most important point is really skyrocketing our reviews as best as humanly possible with this product insert. I'm gonna show you guys how to do that, okay? So they scan the code. It opens up Facebook Messenger for them, okay, like on their phone, right? It opens up Facebook Messenger, and that's where this kind of sequence starts. And they're gonna start basically, you're gonna have a message. They have the option to kind of click a couple buttons. They click, it takes them to another message, and so on. And I'll show you literally exactly step by step, and you can copy and paste this into Manychat on your own. And the reason that I'm using Manychat instead of email, because you're like, oh, Sumner, why don't we just use email instead? Like, why don't you have a QR code that sends them to email instead of a QR code that sends them to Manychat? Well, right now, Manychat has significantly higher open rate, click-through rate. There's a lot of customability that I can use using Manychat and using Facebook Messenger bot that I can't do as well using email. So this is super powerful, and that's my reasoning for why. And yeah, so basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna use the sequence to give them value, and then ask for the review. So it's all automated. They'll automatically kind of get asked for a review depending on how they answer some questions. Super powerful, but that's basically how it works. If you have questions about it, let me know in the comments, but it should make more sense as we go on. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so the first thing that we're gonna wanna do is go to Manychat. If you don't already have a Manychat account, I highly recommend getting one. You can wait till the end of this video if you don't already have one to get one. You want the Manychat Pro subscription, okay? So you can't do this with the basics, the free subscription. Pro subscription is $10 a month, unbelievably valuable. If you think about 12 months in a year, $10 a month, $120. That $120 that I spend on Manychat, I make significantly more in terms of just all the value that's added because of that. It's truly incredible. One of the best ROIs on any Amazon tool. And no, I'm not affiliated. I wish I was. And I'll have a link to Manychat below as well. Again, not affiliated whatsoever, although I wish I was. So you might want to make sure you get that. Create your account. Really simple to do, really simple to set up. I actually almost enjoy using Manychat. Like I really do. It's kind of like a game, and I'll show you why. Really easy to use. Create your account. Once you create the account, you'll want to go over here to Growth Tools, okay? So click on Growth Tools. Then you'll create a new growth tool. It'll probably be up in the upper right-hand corner. Once you're there, okay, here's the key that I want you to pay attention to. You're not going to choose Facebook Messenger code, okay? You'll want to do Messenger reference URL, okay? This is the old way, and again, as of August 15th, 2019, you will no longer be able to use this, okay? You have to use regular QR codes. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and create basically a Manychat sequence that's linked to this URL, and then we're gonna embed that URL into a QR code that we create, and I'll show you how to do that. Honestly, super simple, literally like seconds or minutes to do. It's super simple. So we're gonna wanna go ahead and click here, Messenger reference URL, and then you'll create a sequence that'll look something like this, okay? Well, it won't look like this until you get started, but yeah, so we'll go ahead and click on next. And actually, let me go back here. Let's see if we can go back here. And I'll move my head. As you can see here on the right-hand side, this is basically what your sequence is going to kind of look like if you haven't used Manychat before. Okay, so basically it's like, hello Sumner, right? Which is my name. Hi Sumner, thank you so much for your purchase. It honestly means so much to our small business. As promised, click below to get your video guide on how to properly use X product, or it could be, 5 ways to creatively use X product, or whatever it may be. They get the guide, and I'll show you more about this later. And then also, they get this message a few seconds later. Also, as a special thank you, we would love to give you a personal code for 15% off, or it could be 20% off your next purchase. Click here, you can either get your code or, maybe later, right? So this is kind of how it looks, right? You have the phone, it opens up their Facebook Messenger, and then it just kind of shows them, and this is the starting message. So this is kind of how it works if you've never used it before, okay? So I just want to kind of call that out, and we'll go ahead and get into it now. So we'll go ahead and click on edit. I'll move myself back over. And as you'll soon see, this is a very complicated, check out the sequence. So very, very complex. It looks a little bit overwhelming, but again, this sequence right here, you can copy and paste it. I have the link below in the description. And literally just zoop, clone it into your own Manychat account for free, right? You already pay for the subscription, but this is free. So I'd highly recommend doing that after you watch the video. So we'll go ahead and kind of get into this. Again, it looks a little bit overwhelming. Trust me, this is honestly really simple stuff. It's just kind of a little bit more complex to actually implement, but really simple concepts, really simple stuff here, okay? So as you already saw the first message, again, when you're creating your product inserts, and before you kind of do this and before you create your sequence, you kind of want to think, what is something, valuable, some kind of piece of content, an article, a video, showing people how to use the product creatively, or showing them how to properly use the product if it's more complex. For example, I have some products that literally my competitors, several of their negative reviews come from like this 1 or 2 things about the product. So I call out those things, and it comes from improper use. So I want to show people how to properly use the product, and I have videos for all my products on how to do that. If you don't have a video, you can create an article, really not too complicated. It's good to have content around your brand. It's really great to have social accounts if you don't already, Instagram, Facebook, all that, Pinterest. So that's, you want to have that. And then number 2 is some kind of special gift. You don't have to do this. And again, you don't have to even do any of the sequence. This sequence is going to be a really good starting point for you, but you can kind of edit and change and add your own wording and your own as it goes on. But this is a really, really strong starting point. Honestly, I think this is the best starting point you could possibly have, or at least I tried to. So that's number 1. Number 2, some kind of gift. What I've seen other sellers do and work really well is have something, so a 15% off code or 20% off code. It could be, for another product that relates to your product. It could be for your product again. It could also be if your company, like I said before, has like a $25 or $50 monthly Amazon gift card giveaway, or you have some kind of product giveaway or drawing or sweepstakes or something like that. You could automatically, you could say, hey, as a special thank you, you've automatically been entered in to win a chance to win a $25 Amazon gift card this month. Super powerful. And basically, again, our goal, add value first, and then ask for the review. Kind of jab, right hook. If you're familiar with Gary Vaynerchuk, that's kind of what we're doing. So those are kind of the 2 options. So obviously, if we give them these options, a percentage of people are going to click to get the guide. Actually, a huge percentage, because obviously they scan for that reason. So they'll click to get the guide. And as you can see here, okay, you'll go ahead and open a web address here, so or your website. What you'll want here there's a few different options for you. So they want to get the guide. you can provide it in a few different ways. It could be to a YouTube video, right? If it's in a video format. It could be even a Facebook post, right? A well-created, nice-looking Facebook post. It could be an article on your website, or it could be a landing page that you create using ClickFunnels or another kind of landing page building software, okay? So you have a few different options. And what a lot of sellers do, and what I'm starting to do, is actually send traffic to my website. And if you don't have a website, you can use landing pages for this. And the reason is, on those landing pages, right, you can have a snippet of Facebook pixel code embedded in the head of each kind of your website, of each page on your website. So you can actually start growing your Facebook pixel, right? And you're maybe thinking, I don't even know what Facebook pixel is, or I know what it is, but what's the point? This can help you ultimately in the future with advertising. You can create audiences, and also, I'm going to show you, super exciting, guys. I'm going to show you that you can actually use this sequence that I'm showing you to also retarget. For example, you can retarget people who left reviews. You can retarget people who responded to one thing but not another thing, or you can respond. People who had a negative experience. You can target them, right? So this is super powerful with Facebook advertising for creating custom audiences, lookalike audiences, audiences from your Facebook pixel and website activity. So super powerful. So that's a reason. Or something that you can include. So that's why, you can. So that's why I have insert your link here. So this can go to your website or a landing page. If you're like, hey, that's a little bit complicated right now. I can't really do that right now. That's fine. And by the way, you can always edit this later. So that's something that works really well. Is as long as your QR code and your link stay the same, you can edit everything else, right? You want to make sure that if you tell them you're going to give them something, make sure you still give that thing, obviously. But you can also edit like smaller parts about it, like the way that you give it. Is it through a landing page or a website, or is it on your YouTube channel, on your Facebook? It's a Facebook post, right? You have a few different options. So I just want to let you know about that option. Use a landing page or a website. You can actually capture their pixel activity and give them the guide. You can give them the guide directly within Manychat. You can have a YouTube video and all that kind of stuff. I'm reiterating myself, but just want to let you and kind of make you aware of that, okay? So that's how they can get the guide. If they get the guide, if I can scroll, if they get the guide, right, and they click on this button, we're gonna tag them, okay? So you click on add action and click instructional video, okay? And you can name it kind of whatever you want. But basically, we want to tag people at every single step of the journey. If we ever want to reach back out to people through Manychat, right? Again, you can kind of use Manychat like email and send out broadcasts, or kind of like Manychat blasts, email blasts. So you can send this out to specific people. You can also create lookalike audiences or custom audiences using Facebook ads using these tags as well. So it's very, very important to it basically tracks data for you. If you never use it in the future, that's fine. If you do want to use it in the future, it's there at your disposal, and you don't have to basically start from nothing and then slowly build, right? It'll be building, and again, all automated, super powerful. So you want to make sure that you add an action there. If someone clicked, that you add the action there as well. And again, this is already all pre-made for you. And some people will click on the guide. Some people won't. Some people will click on the guide and this down here. So what we're going to have is we have our first message, right? Thanks so much for your purchase. Here's the guide. Some people are going to click on the guide, and then we're going to add a 5-second delay, okay? And it basically shows up kind of like, dots, like someone's typing. So it makes it seem a little bit more real. Again, another really neat aspect of Manychat and Facebook Messenger bot versus email. So a little 5-second delay to give them some time to kind of read your first message. And then also, as a special thank you, we would also love to give you, and I might change the wording there, but we'd also love to give you a 50% off code off your next purchase, or you've automatically been entered to win our $25 Amazon gift card giveaway, something like that, okay? So that's the special gift, okay? To kind of add a little bit more value. A percentage of people will click get the code. And again, like I said, we want to add the tag, and you can add any tag that you like. For me, this would kind of indicate to me impulse buyer, right? They're ready to get the code, ready to make another purchase. So get the code. I tag them as an impulse buyer. I then make another kind of flow here. Awesome. Let me grab the code for you. A few seconds of delay. Like, hi Sumner, here's your code for 15% off. You just have the code here. And by the way, if you want to use unique codes, so for example, codes are like XY17, PFF, you know what I'm talking about, like those unique codes, you can use Seller Tools API tool to integrate Amazon with your Manychat. And basically what that is, or Seller Tools API, is just kind of like a connector of things, is the best way I want to describe it. So you can connect Manychat, Zapier, Zendesk, Slack, Amazon, obviously Amazon, right? And it's a lot of functionality there. I'm still kind of on the front edge of that and testing it. I'm super excited about it, but I want to kind of keep this as simple as possible. You don't have to get seller tools to use this flow at all. So that's why I kind of kept it here. Just create a code in your Amazon Seller Central account for either 15% off, 20% off. If you want to do the $25 gift card, whatever it is, you can kind of use that here. And then click below to purchase, right? If you are going to use a coupon code, what you can do here, and as I wrote over here, is that this button will lead them to a website. That website can be specifically your, obviously, product on Amazon. And what would be really beneficial for you to do is to use a two-step storefront URL or an add to cart URL or one of these special URLs that ultimately helps you rank. And this is just a benefit. You don't have to at all, but this is just kind of a little kind of tip that would be helpful to you. And then if they click this button, right, they clicked to get the coupon code and then they clicked to buy it on Amazon, then they're a repeat customer. So I tag them, they're an impulse buyer, they're a repeat customer, right? And again, you can use whatever tags that you like. This is just a really great starting point, okay? So that's option one, right? But what if they don't click on the code, remember? So that was the flow for get my code. The flow for, yeah, maybe later, all right? We're gonna add the tag, they decline the coupon code. And we're just gonna say something like, no worries, please let us know if you need anything else, okay? They don't wanna be bothered. Yeah, maybe later, they're being polite. We don't wanna bother them, and we definitely don't want to, upset them, right? That's not the point of this, okay? So if they want the code, sends them through that sequence. And again, this is all automated, super powerful. And then if they want the guide, they get the guide, okay? So as you can see, if they click get the guide, or they click for the promo code, or they click both, or don't click either one, the flow stops. There's a stopping point. And we don't want that. We want the flow to continue, okay? So how we do that is we go down here to kind of the bottom and we automatically continue, okay? So everyone who scanned the code, whether they clicked or not, we're gonna automatically continue them through the sequence. And again, that's completely up to you. So here we go, automatically continue. We're gonna add the tag Amazon customer, okay? So everyone who scanned the code, they're automatically gonna get the tag of Amazon customer because obviously, unless you're doing something else, then you can kind of change this on your own. But for me, everyone who scans this code is specifically an Amazon customer for me, okay? And I might have a separate sequence for if they bought through like my website or through myself, something like that. So Amazon customer, because again, we wanna tag at every step. We're gonna have a smart delay, okay? We're gonna wait 3 days and then continue. And actually what we can do, so within the smart delay, this is really neat. We can also set a time. So 3 days, we're gonna send them the next message within 3 days between 8 a.m. and 10 p.m., okay? Which are times that people are more likely, right? They're not asleep, they're more likely to have their phone with them and actually check. So that's a little kind of hack as well. It's really helpful and still kind of testing it out, at least in terms of different times, but super powerful. So we're gonna wait 3 days again because we don't want to just hammer them with messages. We want to kind of give them some messages, let them breathe, give them some more information. Okay, so we're gonna wait 3 days, and then we're gonna continue here to this message. Hi Sumner, we've heard a few other customers have experienced X issue with their products or with this product. I just want to share with you 5 ways to avoid X problem for your product, okay? This is really interesting. Again, congrats to Summer Brax for sharing this with me. It's super helpful and really, really interesting perspective. But basically, look through your negative reviews. And if you don't have a lot of reviews or you're just starting off on Amazon, that's totally fine. Look at your competitors' negative reviews, okay? Or your closest competitors. What are people having issues with the product, okay? For me, I noticed, and this is awesome. Like it was like clicked as soon as I heard about this. I'm like, oh, this is the problem. This is the number one problem people have, okay? Basically, the number one problem that people have that could be avoided. This is a great opportunity for you to create some content around this problem and ultimately solve their issue, okay? What this is going to do is going to help them. It's going to, if they're supposed to be using a product a certain way and they're not, this is going to help them get the results that they want. And then also, this is going to reduce the number of negative reviews. Because again, A lot of people leave negative reviews because their product didn't work right? Maybe it didn't work like they expected, maybe because they used it wrong, or there's an issue that was outside of your control and outside of your product's control. So look at the negative reviews of your product or your competitor's product and try to identify a way, could I make a video, could I make an article that helps solve this problem, okay? And that's just an example, but really you can use whatever you'd like. That's just kind of a tip, again, that Sam or Brack shared with me, and then I'm now passing on to you. Super helpful. So yeah, if you want to know 5 ways to avoid X problem, you can either show me, right? Like, oh, I'm interested, show me, or yeah, I'd like some more information because maybe I don't understand, okay? So let's go here with the first. Show me, right? They want to know, they want the guide. So we'll go ahead and tag them, reply to avoidable problem message. You can rename it. It's a kind of a long tag, but they replied to the problem message or whatever it may be. They want the problem guide, something like that. And then it sends them this message. Awesome. Click below to get the guide, okay? And then here, right, they just click here. And again, another little note here, this will send them to either a website or a ClickFunnels page. And if you want to capture people's emails, okay, remember I said you can use this sequence to capture people's emails or your customers' emails. Right now you have them kind of subscribe to your Manychat bot, or you can have them subscribe to your Manychat bot, but you may also want their email as well if you do email marketing, or if you ever want to do email marketing in the future, this would be super powerful and beneficial. So what you could do, and it's all up to you, is for the website that you have or the landing page that you have, make it a lead capture page to where in order to receive the information, right? So I'm a customer. I want this guide on 5 ways to avoid X problem. The only way that I can get that is on this website. I have to enter in my email in order to get that guide, okay? And again, you can put in the reason for a landing page or your website is that you can use Facebook Pixel and pixel the page to where you can also you could retarget people with Facebook ads who viewed the page but they didn't submit their information, right? And then you can also just grow your pixel as well. So that's kind of a benefit to that. So that's an option for you, is that the website that you use or the landing page that you use has to require an email and their name in return for the guide. Or you can just give it to them and not collect their email information. Or you can also collect their email information within Manychat as well. Okay, you can kind of have them enter in, let me see if I can edit this. I'll just add some text. Or sorry, no, it would be, X out of this. Delete. We'll go and add user input. Okay, and I believe with the free, there we go. So if you want to collect their email within Manychat, what you can do is go to user input, and then click on the free keyboard input, reply type, email. Okay, and then here you'll say something like, enter your email for the free guide, and then point down. So you can collect their email there, and that's a way to do it, but you can also use a landing page if you want. So I just kind of want to show you that. Hopefully that helps. I'll move myself up a little bit. So that's one option. Okay, they want the guide. Remember, the other option is more information. Okay, so we're going to scroll down here, and I'm going to move myself. Probably getting sick of looking at my face. More information down below. Okay. All right, so people who want more information, we're gonna also tag them, the same tag, right? They replied to the avoidable problem message. Again, I'm gonna rename that. So yeah, they also replied to your message. You can add a little delay or not. It's all up to you, just to kind of make it seem a little bit more real. And then what you can also do is actually add an image. That's something that, again, Sam or Brax did with kind of his sequence that I thought was really cool. So what you can do is in here, before you send them some text, you can add, I don't know where to put my face. Add an image here, scroll it up. Okay, I might actually just delete this. So yeah, you can add an image to make it look a little bit nicer, which I really like. If there's a really clear way to show people, for example, if they're having an issue with your product and there's a certain way that they're using it incorrectly, you could show them an image of it being used incorrectly that kind of ties in with the text a little bit, kind of incentivizes them. But again, it's totally up to you. You don't have to. And then here we have, for the people who want more information, we give them this message that says, in this guide, we'll show you 5 common mistakes when using product X. We'll also provide solutions for how to avoid them, right? That's the whole point. Click yes if you're interested in learning more, so they can either say yes or no thanks. If they say yes, right? We take them back up to the previous message where it's like, hey, click here. They click, it goes to the landing page, right? So it just kind of reroutes up to the top. So I'm not going to scroll all the way back up to the top. It just goes back to the same message. And they say no thanks. We send them a message that says something like, what do we say? It's like, no worries. If you need anything, let us. If you want the guide, here it is. No worries. If you want the guide in the future, just let me know. Okay, so those are the two options. Okay, so again, we gave them the coupon code in the beginning, or the $25 the chance to win $25 Amazon code. So that's number one. Number two, we gave them the video tutorial, the instruction video on how to use it, or creative ways of how to use the product or something like that. Number three is we show them how to avoid pain or how to avoid problems, right, with their product, right? So we keep adding value, keep helping them. And also, as you can see with this, just by interacting, and if you do this kind of correctly, it can very much seem like a conversation. And a lot of people aren't aware that Manychat and Facebook Messenger sequences are all automated, especially the way that you can kind of make it more personable. So where they think someone is like just like sitting there at their beck and call, like anything they need help with, like you're there to help, which is a good thing. Like whatever they think about it, whether they think it's automated or not, it's totally fine. You honestly are there to help them, but it's really beneficial to you because it's all automated. And for them, they're like, oh my gosh, this company or this guy or whoever, it just keeps giving me like valuable information, hopefully without being too pressing, and it's super helpful, man. So that's the whole point. We're trying to get them excited and happy about our product to ultimately then ask for a review. And also, by the way, a few days have passed at this point, so it's giving them some time to use the product, right? You need to give them some time to actually use the product before they can leave a review about the product. Okay, so yeah, if they want the guide, you can take them there. If they want more information, it kind of goes down, and then once they get more information, they can either kind of go back and say yes, I want the guide, and go back up, or say no thanks, and then it just kind of ends there. Okay, so that's just kind of summarizing that section. But again, like I said before, if they choose any of those options on its own, right, the sequence would just stop, but we want to ask them for a review, right? So whether they click on one or the other or don't click on anything at all, we can actually kind of continue the sequence here, okay? So what we do is down here, and I'll kind of try to show you up here again. Sorry, it's taking me so long to scroll. Remember, this is where we ask them for about the guide. Okay, so they can say yes, no, or just ignore and say nothing. What we're gonna do is automatically continue. Okay, so this is automatically gonna continue regardless down here. Okay, so it's gonna continue down here. We're gonna have a 5-hour delay, okay? Because maybe they're busy, they're at work, they're doing whatever, and we just kind of want to send a gentle reminder to them. Again, so we set a smart delay for 5 hours, and the 5-hour, it has to be 5 hours, and then also within 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. So 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. And then, oops, let's see if we can kind of clean this up a little bit. There we go. And also, by the way, guys, this button right here, the auto arrange steps, if things are a little bit messy, a little bit clumped together, just click that button. Manychat automatically makes things a little bit prettier and organized, okay? So here, we delayed a little bit. So people who didn't respond, right, who didn't click on anything, we delay, and then we add a condition, okay? So when you want to create that, you can go over here and then click on condition, okay? So in the top right over here, click condition. And the condition is, does the user match any of the following conditions, okay? So has the user replied to the avoidable problem message? I really need to change that text. So basically, we remember we already tagged if people responded to our guide, like they said, yes, I want the guide, or I want more information. If they responded, we don't want to follow up with them again. They already responded. We don't want to upset them. So we don't want to upset them. So we'll leave them alone. But if somebody didn't receive this tag, that means they didn't respond, okay? So they may have been busy or whatever. We want to follow up with them. So that's where conditions are great, is when you're tagging at every step, you can use tags to segment people. So for example, we want to only send a message to this type of person. That's where this condition part of the sequence works really, really well, okay? So we want to follow up 5 hours later with people who haven't responded yet. And just one more time, just to kind of ask them if they want the guide, just to check in with them. So for everyone who didn't respond, we're going to send them this message that says, hey, first name, I just wanted to check in, hey, Sumner, I just wanted to check in to see if you wanted the guide to help you avoid potential problems when using your X product. If so, click yes, please below, okay? So again, this takes them back to where if they say yes, please, it takes them to the guide message. If they say more information, that takes them back through that more information. If they say no thanks, we're like, oh yeah, no worries. You know, if you need anything or if you want the guide, just let me know, okay? So we just kind of quickly follow up just one time. And again, this kind of whole part that I just talked about here, this is great if you want to, you know, again, segment certain groups out. You can use this in any step of the process as you're kind of customizing this on your own, okay? So we have that. That's kind of the next part of the sequence. Now let's go to the next. This is kind of the final part, so you don't have to listen to me anymore. This is the final part of the sequence. When we actually ask for the review, and I'm super excited about this. I'm in the process of testing this, super excited about it. So in order to continue, again, we want the flow to kind of continue, okay? So if people clicked, if they didn't click, we want to still ask them politely and non-intrusively for a review. So we're gonna automatically continue from this point, okay? Up from that point as well as this point, okay? So let me just kind of point that out. This is an important point. So down here, remember, this section here, okay, this section here is created for people who didn't respond to us, okay? So when we automatically continue, it's only people who didn't respond to our pain message, right? How to avoid X pain with your product. People who didn't initially respond to that, that's who we're getting, that's who's continuing. So we want to make sure that both the people who responded and the people who did not respond are both going to get asked for a review, okay? So that's just an important point. So we'll scroll up. We'll want to make sure we automatically continue down there to this point here. I'll kind of zoom in a little bit more, okay? So this point here, we also, remember, everyone who got the guide, right, or replied, we also want to make sure that that they continue on kind of over here as well, okay? So we want to make sure that from any point, whether they responded or not, they're going to still get the review sequence. Again, although that's completely kind of up to you, you got to customize it as you like, okay? So from here and here, so from this next step, we are going to add or what I did is added a randomizer. The reason for this is basically, I was kind of in between two strategies in terms of asking for reviews, and I'll quickly go through them. One was presented kind of by Sumner. It's something, well, it's very similar to what I was already using. So it's kind of, you know, Sumner's sequence, and it's very similar to the sequence that I was using. And then there's also this other sequence created by Seller Tools, and I'll also include a link to their, they have a bunch of, by the way, Seller Tools has a bunch of free Manychat sequences that you can download, just copy and paste. And it's super, super powerful. And by the way, I'm a long-time Seller Tools user. I'm a huge fan, literally one of my favorite tools. If you want to use Seller Tools, they've been known specifically for keyword research. That's what I've been using them for, but also their new API tool, which again, API tool just means they're integrating Amazon with Manychat, with Zendesk, with Zapier, with all, and there's just a ton of different really cool uses for that. They're super powerful software. I have a coupon code for 15% off. And also, if you're using the tool, you can use them for keyword research and get a free 14-day trial. No joke, guys, their free 14-day trial for keyword research is more powerful than any other tool that I've used. I would say between them and Helium 10 have really great and really robust keyword research tools. Aside from those two tools, like, you know, all other tools kind of pale in comparison. I'm dead serious. So I just want to kind of call that out because it's a really important call out. You really consider re-optimizing your listing using Seller Tools. I can't guarantee anything, but let's just say personally, I was originally using Viral Launch, switched over to Seller Tools. I was ranking for keywords that I didn't even know were available, right? It just, the keywords you'll find that are relevant to your product are so much more detailed and so much more powerful. Can't recommend them enough. But again, I'll include links to their free Manychat sequences. That's where I pulled this other one, okay? So again, going back on track, sorry for the side tangent, which I do often. Here at the randomizer, okay, or what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a randomizer, okay? And the reason for this is I wanna test Sumner's sequence versus Seller Tools. I wanna see which one actually gets people to leave reviews more. So that's what I'm gonna A/B test, and I'd highly recommend, you know, you can use this, just take baby steps, just implement the sequence, you know, adapt it to your product, and then slowly kind of improve and slowly test. And that's what I'm gonna be doing myself, and that's what I said I'm gonna be posting updates on my Twitter and Facebook group. So what you can do is go over here to the add element, and you can add randomizer, okay? When you add a randomizer, it basically like splits half the traffic goes to one sequence, the other half goes to another sequence. So you can use this at any point. I'd highly recommend you use it at multiple points. It'll really help you, give you some data. But again, not to overwhelm you. We can just kind of keep it here, and you can even get rid of this if you want, and just basically have both of these, these lines here, okay, go to this message over here, or the other message down below. Okay, so we'll go through the first review sequence. So half the traffic, right? We have the randomizer. 50% is going to go over here. So 50% of our traffic is going to go to this sequence, and here's kind of how it goes. Oh, and by the way, we are going to actually add, let me just make sure it's the same for the other one. We're going to add a smart delay, okay? Because we don't want to ask a review right away. Obviously, again, we want to give them some time. So I think I accidentally deleted my smart delay, so I'll just do that here now. Let's do this. Actually, we're just going to do this. We're going to add element, go down to smart delay, scroll the smart delay up here, and then we're going to wait. And again, you can A/B test this. Let's say 4 days, because again, they scanned the code. Once they scanned the code, we gave them their free guide, and we gave them their coupon code. 3 days later, we gave them the guide or the tutorial on kind of how to avoid these problems, or how to avoid X pain with this product, whatever it may be. So that's 3 days so far. Another 4 days, we waited an entire week. So you need to keep in mind your product and your consumer, okay, or your customer. How long does it usually take them to use your product, right? I have some products where they use within a day of them getting the product. I have other products it takes them up to a month to use the product. So keep that in mind. I just want to let you know that. And so this can kind of change. And again, you can A/B test it. Maybe wait 4 days. Maybe wait 11 days. Wait 19 days. I don't know. I'm just kind of making that up. But you can A/B test this as well. But what we'll do is we'll go ahead, and from here, we're going to just connect it to our smart delay, wait 4 days, and then here. So let's do that again. Here, sending a message again, because we want to. So they just got their guide on how to avoid pain. We want to wait a little bit of time before we ask them for the review. Okay, so wait 4 days, and we're gonna set a continue limit. Again, you can A/B test this. I like to kind of leave it here for now, but I'm gonna kind of optimize this as time goes on. So we want to make sure we're replying to them or sending them messages while they're awake. It's more likely that they'll respond. And we'll do this, and we would just do the same thing down here for this sequence as well. But I won't. I'll make sure that's updated for the link for you to copy and paste below, so everything will be good to go. Yeah, that's basically the same. And I know I'm already spending a little bit too much time on this. So 50% of the traffic goes here. We wait 4 days, and then send them this message. Hi, first name. So, hi, Sumner. How do you like your product so far? Just a quick checking in. How do you like your product so far? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Or you haven't used it yet? It's really only those 3 options. If someone's neutral, we don't really care. We really want to figure out who is our happiest customers. Hopefully not, but any unhappy customers. And then also, obviously, there's probably going to be a number of customers who haven't used yet, right? And that's good data to track as well. So from here, what we're going to do is, oh, and by the way, this is what I want to say. This is a gray area of Amazon's terms of service, okay? So I'll include a link to Amazon's TOS as well. There's going to be a bunch of links in the description, hopefully all helpful. And Amazon obviously doesn't want you to only get reviews from people who had a positive experience, okay? The reason for that is that it skews reviews, and that it kind of it's basically like lying, right? Like someone a customer reads reviews, and if only people who had positive experience have left reviews, it's not really an honest or an accurate reflection of the product. So that's kind of why Amazon has that rule. And what you're doing here isn't technically, exactly against TOS. It's definitely a gray area though, and I just want to kind of call that out, that you can use this on your own, but everything else about the sequence is completely within TOS. There are people who have literally messaged me on my last video and said, hey Sumner, your thing is against TOS. This is a really important point. Your sequence is against terms of service because you're giving people things for free and then you're asking for a review. There is nothing, read TOS for yourself. There is nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Here's why, okay? Those are 2 independent events, okay? If you give someone a coupon code or you give somebody a free article And in order to get the article, or in order to get the coupon code, or in order to get the free product, they have to leave a review. That's against Amazon's terms of service, because event A or event B is dependent on event A, okay? In this case, you're giving them free content, and they can choose to leave a review or not. They're completely independent. This is not against TOS. As a whole, this idea or this strategy is not against terms of service whatsoever. And it's actually great. It's if someone buys a product on Amazon and they have a phenomenal experience, that's good for Amazon too. Okay, so this is good for Amazon and overall. And then this step specifically, again, it's kind of a gray area because you are kind of segmenting customers. However, you're asking feedback. Okay, you're asking feedback from both positive people who had a positive experience and a negative experience. But you're only kind of giving a review link to one, and I'll show you kind of how that works out. So use at your own kind of discretion, your own risk. I will say there are literally 7-figure, 8-figure sellers that I've spoken with that I know that do this, and they do even a few other things that may be in a gray area as well. So there are many other sellers doing this and using this successfully. But I want to call that out. Okay, so yeah. So you can either just ask everyone for a review, or you can segment out like I've done here. You want to identify people who have had a positive experience, negative experience, and then who haven't used it yet. For people who responded, I like it, right? I had a good experience. They gave you positive feedback, so you want to add that tag. And then you're going to send them this message. Awesome to hear. Would you mind taking a few seconds to leave an Amazon review? Our team and future customers would greatly appreciate it. And I like to put, our team and then also customers, the Amazon community, things like that, to let them know that they're going to help others too. It's not just for you, it's for others as well. And then click the stars below to leave your honest feedback. And then again, here, we're going to link this to our, let me just move myself over. This link is going to go to your product review section. If you want to know how to do that, you can just literally, I'll include this in the description as well. I'll include a bunch of stuff in the description of this video. So you can find this in the description. Just enter in your product's ASIN here and it should work, but make sure you test this. And also make sure you test, when you finish and publish this entire sequence, go up here to the top right, click preview, go through the entire process, okay? Make sure you go through the entire process before you publish this, because you want to make sure, you can publish it, but make sure before you start producing these product inserts and QR codes that everything's good to go and works and functions correctly. Okay, make sure that this URL works and all that. Okay, can't stress that enough. I know it's going to take some time, but it's extremely important to you, and it's definitely going to help you kind of develop it. You may say, oh, this sounds a little bit too spammy, or it sounds too personal, or whatever. It's really going to help you out. So do that, and you can use this link to link directly to your product review section, so it's as little effort for them as possible, and just enter in your ASIN here at the end. Okay, and if it doesn't work for you, let me know. But you should be able to. It should be pretty simple to do. If they click on this button, and they may get this and they may not click on your review button, but if they do, you want to make sure you tag them they left an Amazon review. So you now know, everyone who left your Amazon review, again, for future, targeting purposes. All right, so that's option 1. Option 2, I haven't used it yet, okay? So for people who haven't used it, we're also going to tag them that they have, that they have left haven't used feedback. That's just what I put here. So they said that they haven't used it. We send them this message that says, thank you for letting me know. If you have anything at all, if you need anything at all, please don't hesitate to reach out. Sorry guys, I'm a little bit tired. It is a little bit complex. So with that, I kind of thought about this, right? You may be thinking, well, Sumner, why don't you follow up with these people, the people who said they haven't used it yet? Why don't you follow up with them in like a week or 2 weeks and then ask them for a review again? That's completely up to you. I originally had that and kind of took it away because I thought it might come across as a little bit, a little bit scammy, a little bit not scammy, sorry, a little bit too much, I should say. It's completely up to you. If you want to do that, that could be a great way to kind of capture those additional reviews and really generate some additional reviews. It's up to you. And all you would do is you would add a smart delay over here, then add another message or you could add a smart delay and then send them back to this message. Or what I would actually do is add a smart delay and then have another message that says, that's a little bit different, that says, hey Sumner, just want to quickly check in to see if you've had a chance to use your product. If so, I'd love to know your feedback. So it looks very similar to this over here, right? Or you can just loop back again. So you have one of those two options. I left it out for now, but I just want to kind of call that out, and that's completely up to you. All right, so that's option number 2. Option number 3, the final option. I promise, guys, we're getting close there. We're getting close to getting done. Final option here, I don't like it. Okay, so I don't like it, which shows that they left negative feedback, okay, because we want to know that. We want to know everyone who's left negative feedback. And then we send them this message. Sumner, we are so sorry to hear that. If there's anything is there anything that we can do to improve your experience? And right here, what we'll do, so this won't necessarily be a text button, it'll be a user input, okay? So that's what we used here. And they can just type below what they used. You can also, I believe, let me click in on this, free keyboard input. You can also save to a custom field. So what I've done here is customer complaints. So you can actually keep a log of customer complaints, and in the future, right? Because again, guys, if you do this correctly, and if you're getting good sales with your product, right, you're gonna get customers flowing through this sequence. You're gonna collect a lot of great data, and unfortunately, there's always gonna be a percentage of customers who have a bad experience, whether it was from something happened with your product, something happened during shipping, they didn't use it correctly, it was just your mistake, that it was a defective product, whatever it may be, and you can keep a log, and you can go back, and once you see 10, 20, 30, however many people start leaving feedback, negative feedback, hopefully not that many, but you can see the most common problems or most common issues and use that to improve upon your product, as well as you can use that for your guide on, hey, how to avoid these pain points and things like that, right? So super powerful. This is literally like market research. It's like free market research, basically. Super powerful. And yeah, so you can just, the reply type would be text. And then you can save a response to a custom field. You can name whatever you want, and you can go back into Manychat and review those complaints, okay? So if they leave negative feedback, okay, what you can do, and actually this should be, what you can do is have an action linked to your keyboard input, okay? So what you can do is, if someone leaves input in this keyboard, you can link and have a couple actions, okay? So one is you can notify the admins. What you do is you go here, there we go, notify admins. That's just gonna notify the admins of your page, of whatever page is linked. So in this case, it would be my page. You would notify me. And because obviously you wanna be notified so you can respond to that and ultimately hopefully keep them from leaving a negative review, and ultimately just do whatever, make their experience better. And again, guys, by responding to you, instead of, when someone leaves a negative review, a lot of times it doesn't really help a lot of people, right? It would be more, it can't help, I shouldn't say that, but it could be more helpful to them as the consumer to message you and make things right? If someone leaves a negative review and you comment on the review and say, hey, we have a warranty, we have this policy, something went wrong during shipping, it's usually not the case, but we'd love to give you a new product, and they never see that, right? That doesn't help you, obviously, as a seller. It doesn't help them because they don't get their problem solved. So in that way, that negative review doesn't help either one of you. In this case, this actually helps the customer, improves their Amazon purchase experience, so it's ultimately can be good for Amazon, right? That's kind of the way that I look at it. And again, you're not preventing them from leaving a negative review. If they want to, they absolutely can. You're not preventing them. You just want to make sure you follow up with them and do your best to make things right? Which is really, really important to do from a financial standpoint, and just from a good customer service standpoint, I guess. So yeah, if someone enters in here, you can notify. And actually, from this point, you can actually just automatically continue. I may actually do that. I may just automatically continue to. Let's see, where is it? Choose next step, perform an action. And for this action, we are going to do the tag, add the tag, negative experience, okay, right? So automatically, whether, because someone may say, oh, I had a bad experience, but they may not tell us why they had a bad experience. Either way, whether they told us or not, they had a bad experience, so we want to make sure that we tag that. So I think I accidentally added it up here. I'll add it down here. Again, when I have the link below for you to copy the sequence, everything will be hopefully correct. Okay, so I'll just let you know that as well, so you don't need to worry about that. And that's kind of the end of the sequence. Okay, so yeah, you segment your customers out. Those who had positive feedback, you can just make it easier for them to leave a review. You're not segmenting out and forcing people to. You can make it a little bit easier for them to leave a review and tell them how thankful you are for that. If they haven't used it yet, you can follow back up with them, or you can just kind of leave it be if you think it might be a little bit too much. And then if they didn't like it, they had a negative experience, you get notified, so you can respond to them as quickly as possible and help improve their experience, and ultimately potentially stop and really, this is actually helped me stop a few negative reviews by doing this in my email sequence as well as in my product insert sequence. Super, super helpful, okay? So that's review sequence A, okay, provided by Sumner Brax. We have review sequence B provided by Seller Tools, okay? And pretty similar, and so I won't go into too much detail about it because I know I'm talking a little bit too much. So after we give them the guide, right? A few days later, we follow up. Hi Sumner, how would you rate your experience so far? Or how would you rate your? I would probably put product experience so far: 5-star, 4-star, 3-star, 2, or 1. Okay. And as you can see, we have a few different. We really ultimately only want reviews from people who had a 5-star experience, right? So, and again, use at your own discretion. They had a 5-star experience. You want to tag them as 5-star. 4-star, they get the tag, 4-star review. 3, they get the tag 3-star review, and so on. Okay, so automatically they get tagged in each of these sequences, and then once they get tagged, they get sent this message. It says, Sumner, we're honestly so glad to hear that. This is for the people who left a 5-star review, or that said they had a 5-star experience. Would you mind leaving us a quick review on Amazon? Our team and future customers would greatly appreciate it. And then, they can just click this button. Again, this button will take them to your product review section. So make it really easy for them to leave a review. Right? And then, now what about 4-star review? Do we want people with 4-star reviews or left 4-star feedback to leave us reviews, right? Probably not. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to turn their 4-star review into a 5-star review, again, ethically, right? So, not like, oh, hey, here, we'll give you $5, leave us a 5-star review. No, none of that. What we'll do for people who left a 4-star review is we'll say, is there anything we could have done better to give you a 5-star experience? It's either going to be a yes or no. Because there's a lot of times where people that I've noticed on my own product, and drives me nuts. My wife talks about this all the time, that people leave a 4-star review and said, product was great, loved it. 4 stars. It's like, did you accidentally do 4-star review? Like, or were you just like, yeah, 5-star would be perfect and nothing's perfect, so therefore it's a 4-star. You know what I'm saying? Like that professor who nobody gets an A+ because nobody's perfect. So that kind of happens, and this is a way to where if they say, is there anything we could have done? No, it was a 5-star experience. Okay, if it's a 5-star experience, boom, we're gonna take them back up here, right, to ask them to leave a review. Okay, if they said yes, there is something you could have done. Yes, there was some kind of small problem or whatever. We're gonna actually take them over here in a second, and I'll show you that. So if they had a 4-star experience, yes, takes them to leave a review. No, continues on, and I'll show that in a second. And then also, if they left a 3, 2, or 1-star experience, again, we probably don't want them to leave reviews. It's completely up to them if they want to or not. We're not preventing them, but we would like them not to. We'd like to try to help them out. So if they said there's some kind of issue that prevented them from having a 5-star review, or they left a 3, 2, or 1-star, it's going to send them here. Okay. So this action, we're going to notify the admins, okay? Again, they had a negative experience, so you want to notify the admin, which is going to be probably you, or if you have a larger private label business, then you may have hired some VAs or part-time employees or whatever to handle your customer service, so that it can get sent to them, okay? And again, you can use Seller Tools API integrated with that, which is super powerful, if you're at that level. So notify the admins. Again, this is just me, and I do this. I get notified for all my products. And we also send them a message that says, we are so sorry to hear that. We honestly want to do our best to make your experience right. I've let a team member know that your order wasn't perfect, and they'll be reaching out to you soon, okay? So it gives them a little something in the meantime, so we don't just leave them hanging. And then, as soon as they leave some negative experience, it notifies me. I can go in and kind of make things right, and hopefully ultimately prevent a negative review. But again, not all the time. It won't work like that all the time, I should say. But overall, that's it. So congrats from getting through this entire kind of process. I know it was a lot. In the end, like I said, just to restate, your product insert can ultimately, grow your Manychat list, because obviously you have them now here on Manychat. You have them tagged and all that kind of stuff. So you have them here on Manychat. Grow your Manychat list. Grow your email list. Right? Because, for example, if they wanted to get that certain guide or video guide that we provided to them, they have to exchange their email. So we could, also grow our email list. Ultimately, increases the number of positive reviews and decreases the number of negative reviews. And if you want to do it a little bit differently, you can just overall increase the number of reviews reviews. And then also, remember I mentioned we can also use this to grow our Facebook group or Instagram account. And basically what we could do for that, okay, and it's really up to you how to do this. I'm still kind of working on that now. That's something that, to be honest, I have Instagram accounts, had them for a little bit, but continue to kind of grow them. The Facebook group is a little bit newer to me. I'm really trying to figure out with my product specifically how to actually make it work. Anyway, so that's a different side story, but it's really great to have additional, social accounts, website, all that kind of stuff surrounding your private label brand. It's really, in my opinion, very, very, very important. And what you can do is kind of go back here, kind of to our guide section. I'll see if I can find it. And you can either add some more of these sections before you ask for the review, or even like after you ask the review and automatically kind of continue. It's really up to you, but basically, yeah. So this over here, you could say, hey, first name, like here's another, helpful Instagram post. Like here are, whatever. Here's a helpful post in our Facebook group, whatever it may be. You can kind of create the content that you want. They're either going to say, show me, right? They're going to go and check it out. So, they click, it goes to your Instagram page, right? And they see this, Instagram post that's super, powerful and helpful to them, right? And they're going to follow and like it and all, right? It's going to grow your Instagram. Same thing with Facebook group. And then again, they may say more information. You can take them down here and kind of explain a little bit more, right? So basically go back to this section here. You can kind of copy and paste, this kind of area and kind of customize it for your product and your brand specifically. And again, you can add kind of a few more. You can add more before you ask for a review. You can add these, afterwards. You could kind of automatically continue in this section to automatically give them some more content. Really, it's really up to you. But I want to also let you know that, again, compliments of Sammer Brax. He was kind of the one who kind of who shared that with me. Really, really interesting, great perspective. So I want to share that with you as well. Again, as you can see, this is unbelievably powerful. And at this point, you're probably wondering, it probably makes sense to you, but you're wondering, okay, so how does someone get from my card, okay, how do they get from my card to get here through this sequence? And I'm going to quickly, this is the last part, I promise, I'm going to show you that to you right now. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go to qrcode-monkey.com, okay, and again, link included below. All of the internet is in the description of my video. Because I have so many links. Okay, so what you're gonna do, so we're gonna go back to our growth tools. Okay, so go ahead and click on growth tools. You're gonna click on your product insert sequence, right? The one that you just created now that we just went through. Click on setup, okay? And what we have here is our it's our URL, okay? This is the URL that we're gonna embed in our QR code, okay? So copy it to the clipboard. Go back to qrcodemonkey.com and you're going to go ahead and paste, which I've already done here. So go ahead and paste again. So you paste in the URL that you want your QR code to be linked to, and obviously this is what it will be. Click on set colors. Again, the reason I like this site specifically, most QR codes are ugly and they don't really help your brand at all. And that was one of the issues, and that's one of the reasons I really like Facebook Messenger codes, is that if you haven't seen them before, they're really kind of cute, pretty little kind of circular QR codes. They look nice. They're really great from a branding perspective, and like QR codes are just ugly and not really, just not really nice to look at, not really inviting. So what's really interesting is that this site, again, this is free. This is a free site. You can kind of customize your QR code, so you can kind of add branding elements, your brand colors, things like that, and really make it pop. And as you can see over here, this is actually the QR code right here. And to me, it looks very nice, and it literally took me 20 seconds to make this, right? I enter in my URL. Over here, you can do a color gradient, you can do a single color, right? Really whatever you want. Go here to add logo. So you can either, you can just use the Facebook logo if you'd like. You can upload your own image. So I'd recommend having kind of a circular, whatever your logo or your product is, having kind of your circular logo, uploading it here. Or you can use Facebook, or you don't have to use it at all. It's totally customizable for you, and it is free. And then customize the design. So for here, I chose this, but I could also choose, kind of the dots. That's how I like to call them, the dots. The circles over here, maybe I'll change, this is kind of the outline, I might change it to this, and go ahead, and once you do that, is create QR code. It'll just take a few seconds, and then boom. So I made a few updates, and as you can tell, it looks very nice. What you'll do is you'll download this as a PNG, and then you'll add this. So if you don't really have the graphic design skills, you'll send this to your designer. But if you do, it's really simple to do in InDesign or potentially Photoshop or whatever, to kind of create your product insert. Okay, so this is how you create the QR code. Literally takes a few seconds. You can customize it. Super powerful. And again, make sure you test everything. Just print off the QR code and scan it with your phone, and just go through the exact same steps as your customer would go through, and make sure that there's no issues at all. If there's anything that you want to change, be sure to change that. And then basically what you've done, right, once you create the product inserts, you get your supplier to produce them, put them into your products. Like, it's just an awesome thing that literally while you're sleeping, you know that your review rating is drastically increased, right? You're significantly increasing the number of reviews you're getting, the number of you're growing your pixel, growing your Manychat list. Like, while you're sleeping, this is all automated, reducing the number of negative reviews, increasing the number of positive reviews. Super powerful. All automated, really well done. This is the best. Like I said, this is why I say, in my opinion, this is the best strategy that I have found relating to specifically to product inserts, like, that I found yet. And if I do find anything better, or as I optimize an A/B test, I'll definitely let you guys know in the Facebook group and on Twitter. But if you guys have any questions about this, I know it was a lot, let me know in the comments below or message me on social media. If you guys have any input, you're like, hey Sumner, you kind of missed this out, or, you know, Sumner, like, what if you did it this way, or have you done it this way? Let me know, right? The whole point of this channel is I share what I learned. That's it. I'm not some like guru that like knows everything. We're always, you know, literally stronger as a collective, you know, as a collective mind, right? So share with me. I would love to know your impact. How could I, you know, improve the sequence? How could I make it better? What could I do differently, right? Let me know in the comments, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. If you like this video, let me know by giving me a thumbs up below and hitting the subscribe button to check out the other great videos I have in this channel. If you want to follow my personal life, you can check me out on Instagram at Sumner Hobart, and also be sure to check out our Twitter and Facebook group, because we have a lot of other great content there that we don't cover on our YouTube channel. So be sure to check those out, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.